We are 55 months deep into the era of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. You have likely seen these sleek machines, heard about their lightning-fast load times and stunning graphics. But what if I told you that, despite all the hype, this new generation is actually lagging behind its predecessors, the PS4 and Xbox One, in sales at the exact same point in their life cycle? It is a fascinating twist in the console wars. You know the launch narrative. New consoles drop, everyone scrambles to get one, and the old generation slowly fades into the sunset. That is the usual playbook. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S both arrived in November 2020, perfectly lining up their holiday periods with the PS4 and Xbox One, which launched 7 years prior, in November 2013. So we have a direct apples-to-apples comparison. And the numbers, well, they tell a story that might surprise you. Consider this. After 55 months on the market, the combined sales of the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S stand at roughly 109.4 million units worldwide. Sounds impressive, right? But now, let's look at the PS4 and Xbox One at their 55-month mark. They had already sold a staggering 120.25 million units. We are talking about a significant gap here, nearly 11 million units in favor of the older generation. And it is not just a static gap. In May of this year alone, the PS4 and Xbox One actually widened their lead over the current generation by another 370,000 units. Over the last 12 months, the previous generation has outsold the current one by over 6 million units. It is almost as if the torch-passing ceremony is taking longer than anyone expected, or perhaps it is not happening as decisively as it once did. Think of it like a new top-tier athlete who is just not quite hitting the same stride as the previous champion, even with all the advantages of modern training. Why is this happening? You might point to the obvious. Supply chain issues, chip shortages, the global pandemic disrupting manufacturing and distribution. Those certainly played a role, especially in the early years. But we are well past those initial hurdles now. What else could explain this sustained underperformance relative to the past? Perhaps the console market is maturing, or maybe the appeal of upgrading is not as strong when many cross-generation games are still releasing. The cost of living is rising, and a $400 or $500 console might feel like a much bigger stretch for families now than it did a decade ago. It suggests a shift in consumer behavior, or perhaps just a slower burn for what we call next-gen consoles. Looking at lifetime sales, the PS4 and Xbox One collectively sold over 175 million units. The PS5 and Xbox Series X and S are currently about 65 million units behind that historic mark. It makes you wonder, will this generation ever catch up? Or are we witnessing a fundamental change in the console lifecycle? This data really makes you think about the future of console generations. Are the days of massive rapid leaps in adoption behind us? Or is this just a prolonged anomaly that will eventually correct itself? We are certainly in a unique period for gaming hardware. What do you think this means for Sony and Microsoft moving forward? Let us know your thoughts and be sure to subscribe to stay updated on all the latest tech and gaming insights.